It's all in your head. Just think of better things. Stop worrying so much. You're just making things worse for yourself. Ugh. Does this sound like something that you dealt with? Stay tuned because I'm going to give you 4 quick tips on how I like to minimize these situations. Thank you for tuning into my channel. In this episode, I want to talk about general anxiety. And as always, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I don't have a medical background. I'm just a man with some experience in how I deal with crummy situations. And some might find what I say useful during their crummy situation. Repeatedly, I've had family and friends tell me the same words, whether it be they're tired of me worrying or they thought what they were doing was giving me sound advice. With my personal experience, I can certainly tell you 8 times out of 10, this does not work. Although I greatly appreciate people helping me for sure. It isn't necessarily the fact of people helping me through an internal battle that gets me fired up. It is their quick judgment on the situation that I'm personally going through. No two people will ever have the same anxious thought. When someone tells me just to stop being anxious, that literally makes me want to throw a million tacks in their general direction. Some examples I find myself often include health-related anxieties, such as a chest pain. All of a sudden, oh, there I am having a heart attack, or my arm might go numb from me sitting on it wrong. Oh, better call the doctors. I'm having a stroke. There was one time I was playing video games with my friends. Next thing I know, my leg was shaking uncontrollably. Must have been a muscle spasm, or I just had it sitting wrong. But a minute later, there I was, turning my game off without saying a word to anyone. I'm full-blown, laying on the floor, anxiety attack and panic-stricken. One other time, I stood up a little too fast. The world instantly started spinning. Next thing I knew, I was in full panic, thinking blood was rushing to my head for some medical reason, and it's time to call the doctors because I got to go to the emergency room. Other anxieties that I've had include times where situations were crowded more than usual, or in a movie theater, or even some grocery stores bother me. But we'll save those particular events for another story. Now, here are my 4 tips that help me, and maybe they'll help you. Tip number 1, always check external conditions. In this, I mean hot or cold. Many times I've been hot or cold, and I felt amped up because of it. My mind not allowing me to realize the temperature's fluctuating, like sitting next to a hot light or the AC kicks on in a building and I don't realize it. Besides letting my mind start wandering, simply ask or do my own deduction process now. If the person next to me is hot or cold, it's definitely their room. But if I'm cold, perhaps I need something. Socks or a hoodie or an extra sweatshirt, or vice versa. Maybe I'm too hot and I'm sweating for some reason. Take the sweatshirt off. There's been so many times that I sit there wondering why I'm sweating or wondering why I'm freezing when it's literally just too many clothes or I need to put a blanket on. Also, recently added to my external condition list is outside allergies. I've never really been worried about allergies before because I've never felt like I had them. Recently, though, my throat would get sore and my nose would be running from all the pollen in the air. Listen, check the weather app on your phone. It tells you what allergens are high. If you do have allergies, maybe that's a reason your anxiety is high. Maybe not. And if it is allergies, perhaps you're not sick like your self-doctoring internet searches told you a million times. Tip number 2, eating. Waiting too long between feasts, something I definitely do way too often. I do intermittent fasting a couple times throughout the week. I end up sleeping. I wake up. I end up starting my day, doing things before I know it's 10, 11 o'clock, and I just went 16 hours or more without eating. That definitely affects my anxiety. Days that I have a longer window of not eating, I do find myself more worried about situations or more ready to jump to unrealistic conclusions. This is something that I personally had to deal with in terms of, hey, you know when it's time to eat. Grab a snack. Always have a snack with you. Something that I will do a video on later down the road is a preparedness video, and it'll help with these general anxieties. Another thing is caffeine intake. I personally quit using caffeine. I felt that it amped me up too much. It could be the same with you. It could not be. Everything affects everyone's body differently. I like coffee. I drink decaf coffee. Yes, it has a little bit of caffeine in it, and it does not affect me that bad. When I was drinking coffee in the morning or when I would have a soda pop in the afternoon before bedtime, I felt amped up still. That led to my anxiety. That extra little caffeine kick where I wasn't getting rid of my energy was contributing to more anxious thoughts. Also, sugar. Little things that you don't realize that add up throughout the day. More sugar in your body, more sugar in your body. That actually will add up to your energetic hype. And that energetic hype will contribute to more anxiety. Tip 3, allowing other people's words to influence your mind. I have a little story for you. It was about 3 years ago. I was at a crab shack with my parents, and I used to destroy crabs. All you can eat, just the crabs, nothing else. Give it to me all day long. I was probably on my 6th or 7th bundle, and my mom said, "Hey, do you still feel weird when you eat crabs?" I used to get a little tickle in my ear. I didn't really think anything of it. Continued to eat. The next thing I know, I'm thinking to myself, wait, am I feeling weird? Do I feel weird? Next thing I know, I feel my throat start to close a little bit. Feel my ears tingling, a little shaking in my hands. The room's starting to spin. My eyes are starting to get real narrow. I was literally creating a panic-stricken mood for no reason. For the next 3 hours, I was a wreck. I thought I was going to get sick all the time. I kept having to run to the bathroom. And I've never felt that way my entire life until this one time because of one simple conversation went to my head, and that's how it turned out. One thing that I do find that helps me with dealing with what people say to lessen my anxiety is stoicism. I do read a book every day, The Daily Stoic, and I highly recommend it. And I do want to do a video on stoicism in the future. Tip 4, breathe. One of the biggest reasons I find myself worrying and anxious thoughts start rushing into my head is I realized that I was holding my breath. So many times I've gotten a knot in my throat, heart palpitations, or an uneasy feeling. I have to sit back and ask myself, am I breathing right? Am I using shallow breath? Am I not getting a full belly breath? I'm always shocked to realize that I wasn't taking good breaths. This is a habit that I'm starting to drill into my head daily, and I'm hunched over so much that I'm not able to get that good breath in. Breathing extremely helps my mood, extremely helps my anxiety, and completely lessen my panic attacks that I will have on the daily. Breathing, that is one of my. If you don't listen to anything else in this video, always remember to breathe. Breathe before they attack, during, and after. Breathing will help you. Thank you for watching my video on general anxiety tips. I hope you found them useful. Please leave a comment down below on tips that you have for the community on dealing with your anxiety. Also, if you're interested in subscribing, go ahead and click down below. Much appreciated. Take care. Thank you. Nomad.